Now we're going to talk about variables. Now variables, you know, you remember from algebra, a variable you can think as a container. So a variable can be thought of as a container. It contains a value. Now, variables are the cornerstone of all programming, which we're going to do a little example here, right, of what I mean. Now, of course, you know, a lot of people say, like in the beginning, and we're just going to start with an integer, like to express their variables like this. In math, you can kind of think of it like, say that. Say like this. Apologize if my dog is barking. X or Y. Now, this, of course, in a practical program, single character variables suck. Don't do that. I tend to like to say have a purpose or have a use. And you'll see what I mean when we actually start building programs. So we're going to do like little mini examples incorporating what we learn here. Say user input number, or not user input, sorry. Output number 1. Two. Just put 20. Now I could have done this a little bit of a quicker way, but it doesn't matter. Remove this X and Y nomenclature. It is common, but it's kind of redundant and ridiculous. Now, this is the integer data type. We're going to focus on strings, though, for the time being. Now, strings essentially store text, or a series of characters. A common example of this is a name. Say, my name, Jacob. Could also be a destination. Say, home city. It could be, you know, a string can really be anything that you kind of just name it. It could be even an object. Not an object in programming, but say like a physical object. Say, computer. String can really be kind of anything that you can kind of type out. Of course, those strings store text. Now, we want to display this information. Good way to display it is like this. Take our variable. Now, of course, nomenclature of how variables are assigned in Java is pretty much you have data type cast by variable equals to value of variable. That's an example of how we kind of can cast some things. Of course, that's a string, but it doesn't have to be a string. But that's kind of our common way of, you know, doing that in Java. Say we want to print out name. Oops. That's not what I want to do. Wrong command. Jacob. Yep. Says that. What if I want to print out my name again? Now, if you remember, how we did it last time, was essentially we kept typing just kind of different things in that, but what if I want to like iterate it or print it out multiple times? You can kind of just pretty much output it as many times as you want. If you kind of just do that, but of course that's inefficient. We're going to be talking about loops and that anyway. But what if I want to say output our destination or our object? We can do that. So we got my name, we got our destination, we got our object. What if we want to do something a little fancier? What if we want to just display it all in one kind of, say, line, opposed to, making 3 different statements? Do something called concatenate. Concatenation, it's pretty much just kind of combining. Now I'm going to just separate it, just to make spaces, or blank space, in between. Put it all in one line. Of course, that's not really the proper way. Of course, we got to do it with a space, or put a, blank space there. But you don't even have to do it like that. You just gotta do this. Or no, actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. What if we want to put this on its own line? No, we just simply take that off. Put our special character. So we want object to be on the bottom. You can make any arrangement you want, really. I mean, it doesn't really quite matter. Now, that's kind of just one little method with strings. Now, how about numbers? Numbers are also, or not numbers, integers. I'll put number 1 and print out the integer 5. Now, of course, that's kind of screwing me up. I could have just changed that into a print line, but I kind of want to keep that. So 5. So it's reading that number. And also concatenate it. What if we want both of them to print? Now, there's going to be no space right there, but 2. Now, there's no arithmetic. I do not believe. Actually, yeah. Sorry. 5 and 20, 25. Now, that's not going to act as a concatenation. It's going to act as an addition because it's both integer values. So you got to be mindful of that. That's what I wanted to display, or that's what I wanted to show. Because again, that's not; these aren't string values. They're integer values, so it's going to handle it different. It's actually going to handle it as a addition operation. Now, another thing is coming to final values. Now, if you don't want to overwrite an existing value, is where finals come to play. Output number, let's say final. We'll say it's 95. Now, if you redeclare this, right, say we want it to be 96, can't do that because that's the final value. You can't redeclare it because, watch this, fun little trick. Without declaring it again. See this 5 right here? That's going to turn into 4. It's no longer 5. You remove that line. That's 5. We can actually redeclare it as many times as we want. Have it be 5 again. We can have it be 8. We can have it be 125. We can have it be 55. Now, it's always going to be the last value. It's going to be 55. Always going to be the last value. But if we have it be final, you can't really do that. You can't say modify the value at all. This is like just declared specifically, and that's where that fun little error code gets. So that's kind of just sort of showing that. So you know, and there's multiple types, data types. You can, you know, of course, integers and strings we covered. There's also floats, which these are pretty much decimals, or decimal values. But in computer science, it's known as a floating point, or characters, say letter. And you encase it not in double, but you encase it like this, a single, or a Boolean, which Booleans we're going to have a lot of fun with and explore. My bool, it's pretty much just true or false. So yeah, it's pretty much kind of our bit on variables.